Hello friends, this is Sam Cheney reporting for weaponizednews.com. Today's April 9th, 2017, and my hometown newspaper and the university I'm alumni of are facing some controversy. The newspaper here is the Fresno Bee, and their left-wing communist socialist ideology has been more than obvious over the last few years. I mean, they're flat out fake news media masquerading as unbiased, down the middle, truthful media. They're part of McClatchy, but Fresno Bee is especially left-wing socialist communist. Let's get into this story. What's this all about? This professor out of Fresno State University, and of course, the Fresno Bee says Breitbart singles out Fresno State professor over tweet on Trump. There were stories written by the Daily Caller the day before, actually 2 days ago now. Professor Trump must hang. Republicans should be executed for each immigrant deported. That's tweets from this professor. It's reported by the local ABC 30 here. Fresno State lecturer under fire for President Trump tweet. To save American democracy, Trump must hang. The sooner and the higher, the better. Hashtag the resistance. Hashtag death to fascism. And so they go on in this Fresno Bee, supposed to be credible mainstream news, to basically say, it's no big deal, it was taken out of context, and that Professor Maischak, Lars Maischak, said Saturday evening that he does not condone violence and has no intention of becoming violent. From the context of the entirety of my tweets, this should be evident to anyone reading them in good faith, as opposed to malicious intent, he said in an email. And then what does Fresno State have to say about this? Fresno State released a statement on behalf of its president saying statements made on his personal social media account are his own alone and are not endorsed by nor reflect the position of the university. The Professor Maischak went on to say, since I keep my private views clearly separate from my teaching, I doubt anyone would find cause to question my professional performance or my suitability for my job. And of course, the Fresno Bee going after Breitbart. The Breitbart article seemed to focus on the hang part of Maischak's comment. Readers took offense to that, saying it was a threat against the president. Well, it sounds like a threat to me. He's saying hang President Trump. Last year, Breitbart News, a right wing, they had to throw that in right wing. Well, Fresno Bee is a left wing, New World Order, One World Government, Socialist Communist news outfit masquerading as down the middle mainstream news. But last year, Breitbart News, a right wing syndicated news and opinion website, also took note at Fresno State's student newspaper after it compared then Republican presidential candidate Trump to Adolf Hitler in an editorial. And that's this right here. This is my university, Fresno State University, and I've told them when they're calling for alumni donations that I will no longer donate money to Fresno State University because of this. I told them back when this was published. This is craziness. To sit there and call the nominee of the Republican Party Adolf Hitler from a supposed mainstream college newspaper. These people are radical left-wing communist socialists. They're disgusting. They make me sick. So let's go now to the tweets. Oh, this guy, he's just a normal professor, right? And his private attitude doesn't affect his public teaching at this university. Well, let's read through some of this lunatic's tweets. This is Lars Maischak. Some of his tweets. And what this lunatic professor at Fresno State, who's a history teacher, has been saying. I'm not surprised that fascists should equate the demand for justice with advocacy for murder or violence. It comes naturally to them. Within the American legal tradition, there is ample precedent for this approach during Revolution and Civil War. This was common practice. He's comparing Donald Trump's administration to the Civil War or revolutionary times. To ask for the execution of fascists within the framework of due process is a compelling conclusion. So anything that these left-wing social justice warriors, these communists, Antifa, he doesn't say he's part of that, but it's the same mindset. Anything they say and do to anyone who disagrees with them, violence is justified because those people are so-called fascists. Continuing, reminding Trump and his followers that support for fascism has had consequences for people like them in the past is legitimate. Ethnic cleansing, climate genocide, subversion of voting rights, and propaganda. Trump runs a terror regime. Amazing. Republicans seem to like everything about fascism except the word. Then they get upset if someone calls them out for being fascist. And then he says, welcome fascist troll. Enjoy your moment of self-righteousness. So I guess I'm a fascist troll for bringing this up. I like this one especially right here. Between Trump and Assad, there is no good guys to root for. Answer to imperialist war, now and ever, hashtag socialism. Communist socialism has killed more people in the last century than anything else. You've got Hitler, who's a socialist, out of Germany. You've got Mao, who's a communist, out of China. You've got Stalin, out of Russia, who's a communist. And this idiot is promoting socialism. Hitler was a socialist. That's what Nazi stands for, the National Socialist Party. This guy's a complete lunatic. I will no longer once again be giving any money to Fresno State as long as they employ lunatics like this in their history department. A bunch of more tweets. I'm not going to read through them all, but back to this article. He compared in one of his tweets deporting, let me find it here. To save, again about, to save American democracy, Trump must hang. Let me find the one where he says, here's another one, hashtag resistance, hashtag ethnic cleansing justice equals the execution. This is the one right here. The execution of 2 Republicans for each deported immigrant. Truly insane. Okay? That's the equivalent of me going on my Twitter and saying we should execute a Democrat. We should execute 2 Democrats for every abortion performed. Okay, that's totally insane. And I would never make a tweet like that or a public statement. But that's the likely comparison here. Hashtag the resistance, hashtag ethnic cleansing justice equals the execution of 2 Republicans for each deported immigrant. Amazing. This guy's insane. Go on his Twitter, let him know how you feel. I'm going to let him and Fresno State know how I feel. In this video, this idiot Socialism is a failed political ideology. The European Union is much of it under socialist control. It's failing. Venezuela is a collapsed, failed state, the most recent example of socialism gone bad. The people in Venezuela are starving in the streets, and its president is looking to form a dictatorship. But this idiot right here wants to say that our constitutional republic, representative democracy, which democratically elected Donald Trump as our president, is somehow akin to the Civil War in this country and akin to the Revolutionary War in this country. Insane. I'm calling him out. This guy's a socialist, communist lunatic that needs to be fired from Fresno State University, and I will be giving no more alumni funds to Fresno State until they reform this nonsense. And shame on you, Fresno B, for supporting this guy, and shame on Fresno State if they continue to support this guy. Links to his Twitter and these news stories will be in the description below this video. I'm disgusted at my hometown university. Do your own research, subscribe to this channel, speak out and take action. Research, subscribe to this channel, speak out and take action.